traced, I don't know how.
I know. They cut the hard line. There's no time. You're going to have to get to another exit.
Are there any agents?
Yes.
God damn it.
You have to focus, Trinity. There's a phone at Wells and Lake. You can make it.
All right.
Go.
Possible.
Get up.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Much mercy and true honors to you, brothers that's in the spirit, that's finding the new covenant. We've done lots of videos on the breakdown of the new covenant. You just got to get to the videos that we've done. And I got a bunch of videos I've done on breaking down the new covenant. What you have to understand about the new covenant, you got to understand the gospels first. The words that's in red, you got to put those in perspective, because man, there's so much deception and there's so much false doctrine and heresies out there with these groups, and they were set up against the Lord, for this last day. And the thing about it, Esau, just like going back in Rome, like our people, they were against the Lord when he came. Like I brought out the other day, the time when going back in the time of Rome, you had our people, they were under the Romans. So they were teaching the laws of Moses just like camps and groups and guys were today. And they didn't accept Yahawashi, they killed them. So what you need to understand is the Lord finished the work that he was sent to do. And he tells you that in John 17, right here. Because his whole purpose was to come to bring a covenant. The word covenant just means agreement. Like I said, you brothers got to go to the videos that I've done and the other brothers have done. We've been breaking down the covenant for the last few years, man. Really hard. Like the last 2 years, we've been breaking it down, and it's all about Yahawashi. And when you go to Revelations 11, it said this is the place where the Lord was crucified and crossed out. The Lord, when he says, "I make a new covenant with you," he's telling you that it's not going to be like the covenant of Moses. And even the Lord says himself in John 6, he says, the covenant he brought is going to be Moses, the covenant that the Lord brought, Moses won't be able to do what he's able to do. And this is what you have to understand. The Lord said that he was that bread from that manna from heaven. And all these guys in these groups, I can tell you right now, man, it's like I did the video earlier today. These men and all these groups, they're just bundles of tares that false prophets set up for you to be against Yahawashi in these last days. The Lord never said in none of the Gospels that you needed a new body. That's not in there. He told Nicodemus he need to renew his mind. So the way you've been thinking, you gotta fucking clean that shit out and think anew, like right now. Matter of fact, before I get that, let me grab something in Ephesians. It's not about new bodies. It's about you getting off, having a new mind. That's false doctrine, which is designed to have you against the spirit and go with the doctrine of the camp and the famous. You have to understand Yahawashi. Now, Ephesians 4:22, it says that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. You see? So you have to put on a new man by renewing your spirit. This is what you have to do first. And this is what the Lord told Nicodemus. I mean, we've done plenty of videos on this. John chapter 3, verse 3. Verily, verily, I say unto you. John chapter 3, verse 3. And Yahawashi answered, saying unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High. And Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahawashi answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is going into being in the Spirit. The thing about the new covenant, it doesn't have anything to do with being carnal. The Lord, he was a sacrifice, number one. The Lord, he's over the Sabbath day. Like we've been saying. John the Baptist said that he was the Lamb of the Most High. What guys are set up to do is to get many people to follow that broad gate of the famous camp to destruction. Because this is why the Lord came. And this is what Moses said. He said that it was going to be a brethren that you're going to have to hearken to. See, the Moses and all the prophets in the Old Testament knew that the Lord was coming to bring another covenant. This is Deuteronomy 18:15. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. See, like unto Moses, but unto him ye shall hearken. And he was talking about the Lord. So the Lord was coming to bring a new covenant and a new agreement. That's why the Lord was sent here. I want to read this again real quick. Yeah, it's heavy. What guys and camps and groups and men are doing is they are getting you to. They're going to cause many to be destroyed because they don't understand the covenant. I'm going to read this again. John 6:32. Then Yahawashi said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. But my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven, for the bread of the Most High is he that cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. So what the Lord was telling you, that the Moses is not going to give you what he brought you in the New Testament. All of prophets from Isaiah, Jeremiah, they knew that the Lord was coming to bring a better agreement. Now I'm going to jump down here real quick. John 6:40. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life. That means that word seeth goes into understanding, like discerning, perceiving. It says, and I will raise him up in the last day. So you have to believe on the Lord. What has happened is these false camps and all this false doctrine has made it very difficult to understand the covenant. And the covenant, it only means agreement. It's like a contract you made with the Lord in your mind. And the two top commandments, real quick. It's really heavy what's happening. Now, I'm going to read this, the top commandments. Two of the top commandments you have to follow. Because the Lord, he tells you he's over the Sabbath day. So that's it. So what he's saying is he is the high holy day. And he says you have to take up your cross daily and follow the Lord. So it's no specific date of a Passover anymore. It is being in the spirit of Yahawashi every day. Now, Matthew 22:35, one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him, tempted him, saying, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Yahawashi said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. The second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. These two commandments hang all the law of the prophets. You see? So the top two commandments the Lord brought in his new agreement was you have to love the Lord and you have to love your brother with all your heart. So therefore, if you don't love the Lord and love your brother with all your heart, then what you are a false prophet. You're a false prophet. 1 Corinthians 13:3. Right. So if you're not teaching this truth and love, then you're a false prophet from the inside. So you know if you don't have love for your brother, and you know if you're doing this for ulterior motive. So that right there will let you know within yourself if you're a false prophet or not. Now, other brothers that's in the spirit, they can see like if guys are doing this for love or they're doing this for clout and for fame. And guys are doing this because it's the doctrine of the camp. The Lord tells us to beware of the doctrine of the scribes. So these guys that have a camp doctrine and the doctrine of this camp and this so on and so forth, it's not the doctrine of Yahawashi. The Lord, he brought a new law. That's why he said on the cross, it is finished. Like the brother left the comment, that's exactly what happened. When he died on that cross, he said it is finished. And then the temple, it rendered in two, meaning that the old law was broken. The Lord brought a new law. 1 Corinthians 13:3, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor and give my body to be burnt, and if I had no charity, it profiteth me nothing. You see? Matter of fact, I'm going to read 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all the faith so that I can remove mountains, and I have not charity, I am nothing. So the two top commandments of the law the Lord brought was loving the Lord and loving your brother. So like if you don't have that love, then you're not in the spirit. You see, and the Lord told us too, like camps make themselves great. He told you to not take the highest seat in the synagogue. He told you to take the lowest seat when you bid to the marriage. Luke 14:9. And he that bade thee and come and he that bade thee and him come and say thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the lowest room. But when thou art bidden, go sit down in the lowest room. And when he had bade thee come, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher, thou shalt have worship in the presence of him, and sit at meat with thee. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased. That's what's happening through the Spirit. Guys have exalted themselves, and the Spirit is bringing them down just by teaching the Gospels. And that's another thing, like, you brothers just got to go back to the feed and just look at the videos, man, and take your time. But, you know, we love to do this. I love to do this, so I don't have a problem explaining it again. But what's happening is the Spirit is pulling men down through the Spirit because they know they don't have love for this. And so you cannot be sitting on the highest seat or be in the greatest camp thinking you're in the Spirit. The Lord tells you that when you come into the marriage, don't take the fucking highest room. Matter of fact, let me read this one. Luke 14:8. And when thou art bidding of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidding of him. So you're not supposed to put yourself on a high seat. You're supposed to take the lowest room. You see, and that's why guys are not in the Spirit. And that's why it tells you in Luke, real quick, the next chapter, that when you're highly esteemed among men, it's an abomination. Luke 16:15. And he said unto him, ye are they which justify yourself before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts, for that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of the Most High. So these guys, they're abominations, you know, being double honored, and the Lord, he didn't get no fucking honor. So what you have to understand is when you go to Matthew 27, it was a stone that was put in front of the cave where the Lord was. He was in the cave for 3 days, and he said he will raise back up. And so they put a stone in front of the cave so the Lord wouldn't come out of the cave because these guys were carnal. Just like now, like that's why these guys call themselves Great Millstone, because they are that stone that was put in front of the cave to try to keep the Lord from coming out of the cave on the third day. But when you go to Matthew 27, he commanded the angel, the angel move that fucking stone out the way. That's what's happening through the Spirit. They're trying to cover Yahawashi up in the new covenant in a way to where you don't accept them. And they talking about you need new bodies. Well, I prove to you, you don't need no new bodies. You just need a new mind. Now, those new bodies they're talking about, what Paul referred to, you would have to agree with the new covenant first before you get those new bodies. So it's a lot of false doctrine happening. And the best thing for you to do is just go back and listen to the videos that me, myself, and the other brothers have done, because we've been breaking this thing down for a long time. But we don't have no problem going over it again. Because the thing about it is only a few men need to wake up and we can get out of here. What these camps and groups and what Esau's done, he set these groups and these guys up to teach a certain doctrine that's famous, but it denies the covenant. So now when you deny the covenant, you're denying the Spirit. So then when you deny the Spirit, then you're in the spirit of the camps and the doctrine of the camps. Which when you go to Revelations, he told you that he hates that doctrine of men. And the Lord told you too in Matthew that they're under the doctrines of men, and they worship the Lord in vain. You see? So all these camps are set up by the powers that be. This is what you got to understand. So that brings me to this. I just wanted to do this real quick, man. You got to understand what the Lord was sent to do. And the Lord was sent to finish the work. When he went on that cross, he actually finished what he told him that he was going to do. So all the apostles in Acts and everybody after him in the New Testament, they were teaching under the new covenant, under the new laws that Yahawashi brought. Now it's no longer no blood sacrifice or no animal sacrifice. According to Romans 12, you become that sacrifice. You see? Now what has happened is these guys still got you learning under the old laws of Moses, then you actually understanding this thing through the spirit. They got you in a carnal mind frame, which is all a plot was set up by Esau. Now I want to read this. John chapter 17 and 1. These words spake Yahawashi and lifted up his eyes into heaven and said, Father, the hour is come, glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. As thou hast given him power over all flesh, he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is eternal, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahawashi Mashiach, whom thou hast sent. So the Lord sent him down to bring back, to make a new agreement, basically a new contract to bring back some of us to the Lord in this time. Now back in the kingdom, everybody will be in agreement with the new covenant. But right now, only a few men are actually in agreement with the Lord, while the rest of the world they created their own doctrine. You see, and they're denying the covenant that the Lord brought already over 2,000 years ago. So this is very important that you understand that the covenant has been working. The new covenant has been working ever since he went on the cross. Now, this is John 17 and 4. I have glorified thee on the earth, and I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. Now, what was the work that the Lord was sent here to do? Was to bring a new covenant. That's why Moses said it'd be a brother like unto me that you're going to have to hearken to. And he was talking about the Lord. You see? So you got to understand what the Lord was talking about. Now jump up to Isaiah 53. It said that he'll be rejected, he'll be despised. Now what did the Lord tell you? The Lord tell you that you'll be hated. You won't be double honored. The Lord tells you in John 5 he didn't receive honor of men. So guys that receiving that honor now, they're saying that they're better than the Lord because the Lord didn't get any honors. So it's a whole bunch of corruption going on. You got to understand that the only reason the Lord came on the planet was to bring back a few to the covenant in this time. Not everybody. Now in the kingdom, everybody will be under the covenant. But right now, it's just only for a few to make it. That's why a lot of our people, they're going to be destroyed in these groups. Now, as I read in, you go to, I read earlier, Matthew 13, the tares, the false prophets, and everybody that's not of the Lord, they're being gathered in these camps. All these major groups are tare camps. The true men of the Lord are not really even in these groups. And there may be few men of the Lord in these camps. They have to come out of them now. But a lot of guys, according to the Gospels, like the things we're saying, a lot of guys agree with them, but they're not going to say nothing for fear that they might get kicked out the synagogue. So this is going on too. So my advice is for you brothers to understand the Gospels. You see, understand the Lord and repent and get as far away from these organized camps and these groups as possible. You see, because the Lord is going to bring a very heavy judgment on every one of these camps and the leaders that have got many to deny the covenant at this time. So the Lord said the work was finished. And that was him bringing that new covenant. Hey, and with that, shalom.